decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game! Is this the dagger? Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James!
Cleveland! This is for you!
Welcome to the Stepback Podcast.
All right, what's up, basketball people? Welcome back to the Stepback. I'm your host, Kyle Coleman.
I'm Pat.
And we got a bunch of fun stuff to get into, so let's just jump in right at the top. Dude, what do you want to talk about?
Dude, all right, so I think we should jump in right away, and because Zach LaVine joined a
Went
very
crazy yesterday.
yeah. So he joins a very unique club. Because do you know how many that 50 points club is a different club? I mean, you're scoring 50 points in an NBA game.
Yeah,
do you know how many,
it's half the
do you know how
points
many,
your team needs.
Totally. Like, do you know how many guys have played in the NBA and never scored 20 points, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, even 50? So, awesome showing by Zach LaVine. He's definitely got that in his bag. He's averaging 30 a game this year. He's been awesome or close to it. But the real question is, or the real problem is, Bulls lost. With LaVine and Vooch, they combined for, 75 and 18 rebounds.
So I think only
last night?
27 or 28 players in NBA history have ever scored 50 in a game.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there you go.
He's in that club. And I don't know, man. You can't lose that game last night.
Okay, so I watched the entire game from the tip. We're talking about here, in case anyone's just tuning in here, we're talking about the Bulls and the Hawks. So what would it have been? Friday night?
Yeah.
All right, so the game starts, and basically, Zach is getting everything he wants early on.
Right.
And then, he's early on in the second quarter, he's hitting ridiculous threes, falling away.
Right.
Or, where he's moving full speed, and he just stop and pop from
Right.
three.
Yeah.
Dude, he's hitting ridiculous shots. So, by halftime, dude, he's got, 41 or something like
Yeah.
that? 40,
He had 37 or 39 at halftime
whatever.
or something.
So, he's got 39 at the half, and he's 7 of 8 from deep. But here's the thing, dude. At halftime, they're up 7.
Yeah.
Dude, I was texting you the whole time I was watching. It's as much as it's cool that the Bulls can score basically every single time down the floor, the fact is, Zach LaVine's shooting 90% from the field, and you guys are up 7 points. Here's the thing, man. Trae Young is just killing them on the other side, which is not the first time this season Trae has done that to them. It's the same thing, man. It's Trae he just spends the whole game at the free throw line, first of all. He spends the whole game at the free throw line. You can't foul him when he's going to the hoop. He goes.
You can't even guard him,
He
man.
goes to the hoop and he does the floaters off the crossover. He brings the ball up the court. One guy comes out to pick him up, right? Comes out to pick up the ball. He crosses that guy, and then when the guy rotates in the lane, he hits a floater over the top of that guy. He did that 6 times in that game yesterday.
Go ahead.
They can't stop him. They can't stop Gallinari. They can't stop Bogdan. These guys are just scoring almost whenever they want. So, all right, so as a Bulls fan, I'm watching the game, and I'm feeling like we have control of it because we're up 6, 7, 8 points the whole time, and because LaVine's going crazy. Somewhere in the second quarter, I start feeling like the Bulls of old, where I'm dude, if you have a guy going crazy like this, dude, it can't be a 6-point game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you have a guy on pace to drop 80 in an NBA game, man, and it's just so typical because, with about 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Trae gets a scoop layup to tie the game. Bulls come down and miss. Their offense starts to sputter. Zach can't get anything going. The Bulls have been relying on him. Kobe's bricking shots early in the fourth. And all of a sudden, Trae comes down again. Gallo, Bogdan, Trae. And all of a sudden, it's 8-point Hawk lead. And I texted you, and I was like, they were winning this game. They're going to lose by a substantial margin. They'll lose by 10, 12 points, whatever. It's it's not going to be a relatively close ending. It's
Unbelievable,
yeah,
man.
man. And it's just, dude, the second half was just them panicking. Them being oh, where did it go? We can't do what we were doing
Zach
earlier.
LaVine has 50 points. Get him the ball.
And meanwhile, Trae Young is just calm running the offense, and he's just getting guys looks. He's setting the table the same way he had been all game.
Right.
Trey had been playing like that all game. The only reason it didn't get brought up was because LaVine had a couple more points the whole game.
Right.
But Trey was right on his heels the whole game, setting the table for his teammates the
42.
whole game. He had 42. He was setting the table for his teammates the whole game, too, on top of 42 points.
Totally.
Dude, I knew someone in the third quarter. I was like, oh, the Bulls are going to lose this game because it's like it just smelled like the Bulls of old, man. It did. It really just did.
So, my whole thing for the Bulls is it's like,
They don't
dude.
play any defense, man.
Yeah, that's the
You
biggest
and I will
problem,
go
man.
out there and score on those guys.
So, the problem is Vooch is not a anchor down there.
defensively.
Yeah, no. He's not going to go down there and
But
like,
he plays good D down
like
there. Like he
Embiid-
plays good switch D. He plays good help D. He's always rotating with his hands up in the restricted
I mean,
area.
That's
causing
cool that
problems.
he's trying, but it's like, dude, in a 7-game series, Embiid, that's probably baby food. You know, so it's like that's
Big-time
probably
baby
not
food.
what we
Big,
want.
big,
Yeah,
big.
yeah. That's not what we want. So what I'm saying, though, is not that was the reason why they lost, but it's like, dude, I almost wish that they would just get everybody more involved.
Dude, that's
it's like,
so
dude,
true.
The 75 and 18 rebounds from LaVine and Vooch last night, it's like, dude,
They
they're
combined
75
for
and 20
75 points and 20
28
boards. Or
yeah,
whatever.
28 rebounds, whatever it is. It's like, dude, I
That's
need
gotta win
other
you a
guys involved. So it's
Okay.
like, dude, I like their bench. So let me do this real quick. So their starting five is you start Satoransky, which we've talked about this before. We kind of like Satoransky. I like him personally just with Vooch. I think that Vooch makes guys better, which is weird. We've never had that before in Chicago.
It
where
is
guy,
weird. It is
yeah,
weird. But I am saying that, like, even that, I'm with you. I'm totally with you, and especially right now, they can't make any moves. They're
Right.
stuck. You gotta ride with
Totally.
what you got. So you gotta make it work. But like I was telling you before we started, there was a play yesterday where LaVine has the ball and he drives, he penetrates, gets past the first line of defense. The bigs rotate down into the restricted area, and Vooch pops out to the 3-point line. Now Zach is in trouble because there's 2 or 3 bigs that have come and
close down him.
closed down in the restricted area. So now Levine turns around, kicks it back out to Vooch, who's at the top of the key, standing dead straight at the top of the key at the 3-point line. And there's a guy coming rotating over to him, but there's Satoransky in the corner. And Vooch sees that the guy from over here is rotating to him at the top of the key and sees that there's nobody over there.
Right.
So he immediately throws an awesome swing pass over to
Right.
Satoransky in the corner because the defense was too late to rotate. And he literally stopped and he looked at the rim for 3 full seconds before putting the ball on the floor, dribbling into the mid-range area, and then kicking it back out and not knowing what to do.
Totally. But it's like, dude, I'm with you. And I think I like Satoransky, like I said, with Vooch. I think Vooch is like a guy that we can bring
He
in
shoots
Chicago.
40% from deep this year,
Totally,
Satoransky
yeah,
does. But then
totally.
I need you to, like, shoot it. You
Yeah,
need to, like,
totally.
play
Show
like...
me that you could shoot.
You need
know?
to play like the teams who win.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like, we have to play like that. We
Yeah.
have to play that style of basketball.
No, I agree, man. And it's like, dude, if we go down the line here, so it's like Satoransky's whatever. LaVine just scored 50. I mean, he's averaging
awesome,
28 a
okay.
game and an all-star.
Your 3 is
Pat Williams,
Pat Williams.
Is 19. Your 4 is Thad Young, which I love that. We should probably talk about extending Thad Young.
Yeah, I agree.
And your 5 is Vooch. And then on the bench, you got Kobe White, which is, I mean, he's 20 years old, lottery pick, right?
Yep.
Your 2 is Troy Brown. Your 3 is, Denzel Valentine, whatever you want to call that. Laurie and Tice.
Yeah.
That's a
bench.
nice 10 guys
Yes,
that you can
I
play.
agree.
So it's like, dude, they got to figure out a way to play more defense.
All right, well-
we should have seen this coming, though. When we brought in Vooch, we should have seen this coming. We should have looked at this and been
We
like,
did.
Vooch
You
is
and I
not-
talked about this.
Right, but he's not an elite defender. And in this league, if you're not an elite defender, it's almost like, you're either
You're a bad
elite
defender.
or you're
You're a
bad.
plus defender
Yeah.
or a minus defender.
Totally.
All right, but here's the thing, dude. This is another thing that, like, I wanted to talk about was, like, the team, first of all, like, this deal was made at the deadline, the day of the deadline. So, like, they're not done. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they look at this roster and go, okay, we have what we think
Right.
we need to compete for a championship. No, they had a terrible roster, one of the worst teams in the league. They were able to make a move or two, or a couple moves, and create a 70% improved roster. You know what I mean?
Totally.
But it's not 100%. There's still 30%
Yeah.
that needs to be fixed. One of the things that needs to be fixed, yes, we need to address a point guard and we need to
Right.
address defense. Now, hey, can we combine those two and go after Lonzo? Maybe. That'd be cool. The point is, yeah, they don't play any defense. You have one guy in their starting 5 that even considers himself a defender, and that's Pat Williams.
Yeah.
All right, here's my question. When you make this move and you trade Wendell, 2 firsts, and Otto for Vooch, right? Vooch is 30, Levine's 25, so your timeline is like you have Vooch on a 3-year deal. So you want to try to win or at least compete before Vooch is 33, right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
All right, so look at the teams that are competing and have for 2 decades.
Right.
Do they have any of these 19-year-olds on the team who, and I don't mean a 19-year-old who's going to be a role player. I mean one of these 19-year-olds who you're trying to breed into a fringe star.
Yeah, well, excluding like Ja and Zion, who are already there.
Because they're already star players in the
totally.
NBA. I'm talking about more like your Larry Markkanens, your Kobe Whites, your Pat Williams guys. Are those the type of players that are on championship contenders? Not really. They replace those young guys with super high ceilings who might be some team's franchise cornerstone someday, like a Corey White or Kobe White or a Larry Markkanen.
Yeah.
They replace those guys with like veterans, like Ariza and stuff like that. So like my question is like, so you're able to move a young asset, Wendell, 2 firsts and some cap filler for a star. You still have 3 young assets, man.
Right.
You still have Kobe White, Larry Markkanen, and Patrick Williams.
I kind of
I know what you're gonna say. You like Patrick Williams.
Yeah, but I think that the young thing kind of depends on who the guy is and what they do.
Well, it seems like all these young guys.
Because it's like, dude, if we're talking about Hero, like Hero's a young guy, but he reigns.
That's
so
fair.
it's like,
that's
dude,
a good counterpoint. Because I was gonna say, like, it seems like these young guys, they're not ready to play on a winning team. Play real
depends.
minutes on a winning team in winning time
Yeah.
in the 3rd and 4th quarter of a playoff game.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're just not in the right spot yet. It has nothing to do with their skills. Their
Right.
skills are obviously there.
Right.
But it's like they don't know
But
what
they
to
can't
do
have a
right.
big role. It's like the only
Right.
guy that I could really think of that has a big role like that isn't already set as the number 1 guy as a night like Zion or John Morant is Tyler Hero. Where
That's a great call.
He
Yes,
comes
yeah.
in and knocks down shots because he's a shooter. But it's like, dude, if these young guys
But
are
I
going to
feel
come
like
in
the
the
Bulls,
league,
if the Bulls are really trying to compete in the next 3 years, because that's what you have to do with Vucevic's contract, is it really necessary to have 3 of these guys that you're banking on? Can we take Kobe and Lowry and flip them for another superstar like we just did?
totally.
And
yes,
then Patrick
we
Williams,
can do that.
I like Patrick Williams, but he's not ready yet. But that's fine. He can be my bench wing. I don't know if Patrick Williams is a starting 3 on a championship contender.
So my thing is
but we need the defense and the length and the athleticism for sure.
So Patrick Williams' best asset is his defense.
Of course.
Right?
And rebounding and hustle.
Which gives him the ability to stay on the floor. He's going to stay on the floor because he plays defense, you know? So it's like, dude, I get that he's young, but it's like, dude, I have nobody else on my bench that can play defense. So
I'm talking about in
has
the
to
future,
play.
though. I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about like for next year because I'm saying they're not done.
You got to
right?
keep Patrick Williams.
Yeah, I probably think so too, and I think he's probably the only young guy you keep. And
Because he plays defense.
as much as I don't like, dude, nobody wants to move on from young guys who have high ceilings.
Totally.
Even Kobe White, who you look at and you get frustrated now, you're like, dude, when he's 26, he might be awesome.
Yeah.
You want to hold on to him just in case that happens. That being said, when you're in a position to possibly compete like you are now with Zach and Vooch, you might want to move on from these guys and look to adding more value. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because in a championship role, like, dude, there's not enough space on the floor for 3 19-year-olds. Or fine, they'll be 20 or
Well,
20.
the Bulls put themselves in the contending boat.
Yes, and now they have all this value on their roster they can flip. This is amazing.
we're in the contending boat. I mean, we're on that boat, dude. So it's like if we're gonna go out and get Vooch, they're obviously not done. They're gonna make moves
that's what I'm saying,
to
for
make
sure.
this team better. So it's like,
Of
dude,
course.
that's
And
a brutal
I think,
loss, man.
And I think Patrick Williams is the one that you keep because he's the one who plays defense.
Right,
You know what I mean?
that's my whole point.
So your point guard, as of right now, I'm not talking about next season. Now I'm talking about this year. Your point guard plays no D. Your 2 guard plays no D. Your wing plays no D. Your 4 plays no D. And your 5 plays no D. I'm sorry, your wing plays D. You have one guy, Pat Williams, who's out there known as a defender. You have one guy who plays D. That's why I've been harping on bringing in a point guard who is a quarterback, an old school point guard who also plays D. There aren't a lot of those guys. There's a handful of them. Chris Paul is one of them. Lonzo is one of them. I want like the high IQ. I don't care what your points per game are.
Totally.
You get more than 8 assists per game, I want that guy.
Yeah.
Especially if he plays D. I want a defensive point guard because now all of a sudden you take a defensive point guard and you have Patrick Williams out there, and now we're talking about a defensive point guard. Let's call him Lonzo. A defensive point guard who gets guys involved. then you have Levine, then you have Pat Williams, then you have Thad Young, and then you have Vooch. That is a competitive team. 2 defenders on it, one of whom who spends all game setting the table for his teammates and getting his guys involved. And then you have Vooch and Levine, your 2 all-stars. That is like a real thing. So, like, if you want to keep Pat Williams to be your defensive specialist as your wing and run that, but you have to run that with another defensive player. You can't get another point guard who doesn't play defense.
Right.
Because then you have point guard, shooting guard, 4 and 5 who are not good defenders. Thad Young's an okay defender, but that's not his, it's not his thing.
Yeah. But I will say, I mean, as we're nitpicking this Bulls team and kind of taking it apart, I do want to say that Zach's defense has gotten a lot better than what it was. I mean, he uses kind of his athleticism more. It seems like he's trying and just has more active hands.
He comes up with a lot of strips.
Totally. So, I don't know, man. That's a brutal game to lose last night. There's no Collins.
You have to win that game.
Yeah, you got
you
to.
Have
to win 4 in a row. So that's what we were saying before. It's like, damn, bro, there's like 20 games left. 25 game, whatever.
Not even.
Yeah, so it's like.
All right, so let's talk about like the Bulls and where they are in the standings. All right, so they are, right now they're in the 10 seed. So they're in the 10 seed. They're 3 games back of the 8th seed. It's the Pacers.
I think it's 5.
The Pacers are in 9, and the Knicks, I'm doing this all from memory. And the Knicks are in 8. And we're 2 games back of the Pacers and 3 games back of the Knicks for the 8th seed.
Right.
Yes.
You're right.
That was all by memory, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Cha-ching. All right, so they're sitting in the 10 seed. They're 2 games back from the 9 seed of the Pacers. They're 3 games back from the 8th seed, the Knicks. But here's the cool thing is you go all the way up to the 4 seed where the Hornets are sitting, and that's only 8 games away. Is it 8 or is it 5?
It's 5.
It's 5 games away, yeah. So it's like, yes, you're 2 games away from the 9 seed. You're 3 games away from the 8 seed, which is a playoff spot. But then to be home court advantage sitting in the 4 seed is...
Yeah, I mean,
5 games
totally.
away.
Yeah.
As we've been saying for like 2 months now, this whole Eastern Conference is like, at least the middle of it, from 3 down. Or from 4 down, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, plus 9 and 10 for the play-in tournament, is wide open in the East. Any of these teams, now obviously, are the Bulls going to win a title this year? No, of course not. The idea is like, can we get a little playoff experience for these guys together so that next year when we have like a more complete roster,
I don't want the 8 seed. I don't want to
play the Nets.
Yeah, I don't want to
round.
see that.
I would think that would be awesome. Because the Bulls aren't winning a championship anyway, so go play the best team in the league with no monkey on your back, with no pressure. You're not even supposed to win a game. Can they go take a game off them? I think they probably can because I don't trust the Nets.
Yeah, but I don't want to see that, man. Let me go see Giannis. Let me go see Giannis
I
or Philly.
don't think the Bulls land in the 8th seed. I don't think that. I think they get at least 6.
They got to start making up ground, man.
Dude,
time is ticking.
They just made a massive blockbuster trade and completely changed their team. The more minutes they spend together, the better of a team they are.
Totally.
So it's like the closer we keep getting to the end of the season, the better they are going to be.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, like, I understand it's going to take time for these guys to, like, gel and figure it out. But I'm just saying, I mean, there's only 20 games left. Man.
I know.
If we're talking about playoffs, or we're talking about we need to start winning games. We can't lose to the Hawks. You know, when Levine is 50 and there's no John Collins. That's we can't lose that game. Yeah,
dude.
Can't lose that game.
But dude, these Eastern Conference teams like are not good.
Yeah, no,
I'm
with you, man.
The only reason that the Bulls are sitting down in the 10 seed is because of the roster they had before the trade.
True.
So it's like this 10 seed, they're 22 and 29. That's gonna jump up. Like their win percentage is .431. It's not going to stay .431 through the end of the season. You know what I mean?
agree.
Because their team is so much better now. Like these last couple games, like I promise you they're going to win a handful of them. And probably the closer we get towards the end of the season, the more they'll win.
Right.
So it's like that being said, all right, so like I said, they're 22 and 29. They're at 10. The Pacers are at 9 at 24 and 27. They're 3 games or 2 a couple games back of them. The Knicks are 26 and 27. They're 3 games back of the 8th seed. The Celtics are 27 and 26 in the 7th seed. The Heat are 27 and 25 in the 6th seed. The Hawks are 28 and 25 in the 5th seed. The Hornets are 27 and 24 in the 4th seed.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that 4 seed is within the reach of the Bulls. Because check this out. Not only are they close enough to get it because they're only 5 games back, What of those teams are better than the Bulls, other than the Heat and the Celtics?
Well, see, I would love like a 5 or a 4 or even a 6. Like,
I think 6 and 7 is where it's most.
I
likely
just
to
don't
fall.
want to see Brooklyn. I want to see a team that we could possibly.
Well, if we get
sneak.
7, as of right now, it's Philly. I'd rather have Philly than Milwaukee or Brooklyn.
Yeah, I probably agree. But I'm saying, dude, build the wall with Giannis. Who knows? Who
Yeah,
knows?
you're right. You're
you
right.
know,
You're
I
right.
mean, I
You're
don't know,
right.
man. These teams, Philly and
That's
Milwaukee.
fair, but Drew just did sign that extension.
True.
And I
No,
can't,
true.
Now they'd like have
No,
a
I'm not
real
saying they're
team.
gonna win. I'm just saying it's
Hey,
gonna
you
be a
never know.
much more competitive series.
That's why I feel about the Nets. Is like, dude, they're gonna get smashed by the Nets. But
Yeah,
like,
and they'll lose in 4.
I
I don't think they take a game. Come on,
I don't-
Harden,
I don't
KD, and
believe-
Kyrie.
I don't believe that all those guys play together.
Yeah,
They've played 7 games together in 6 months. What makes you think randomly some day a couple months from now they'll all be ready to rock together? I don't believe that.
because I just think they've nobody to guard any of those guys. I have Satoransky guarding Kyrie. Oh, yeah. What? What are we talking
bad
about?
news.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
so
I've
bad.
yeah, bro. I got like James Harden getting guarded by Pat Williams,
my
a rookie.
God, bro.
He's like 19.
All right, well here, how about this? If Kyrie's there,
Yeah, I mean,
If
true.
he's there.
But it's like, dude, Harden's gonna play point guard. What? We have Sato on
I'm
Harden.
not implying that the Bulls could beat the Nets.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, no,
Don't get
I
me
agree,
wrong.
I agree.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if we fast forward into the future, if we could click a button and fast forward into the future, and all of a sudden we're sitting here and you're telling me it's game 5 of the series and they're down 3-1, I'd be like, that's awesome. Which game did they take? What happened? Like,
Who went crazy?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
like, come on, man, it's kind of cool. And then you roll into next year with a point guard and an actual team that
Yeah.
you had a couple months to construct, and your Vooch and Levine combo had a little bit of playoff experience, and not only did they have playoff experience, but they were able to take a game off KD and Kyrie. Man, that builds towards something. That's what the Warriors were the year before they won.
Right.
The year before
well, they were a
won,
6 seed. They were a 6 seed.
when LeBron was in Miami that last year, and they were one bad break away from waltzing all the way there.
Yeah.
So
well, they
it's like-
played Denver in the
and
first round. They
people-
beat Denver.
And people don't realize like how close teams are and when they're close, and like
Right.
So then all of a sudden you take a team like that maybe if the Bulls maybe they get 7 and they get Philly. Can you take a couple games off Philly?
Yes.
And then next year you come in with a whole revitalized roster plus Vooch and Levine, who are sitting there like, dude, we just took a game off
Yeah,
Philly.
yeah, totally.
You know
but
what I'm
it's like,
saying?
dude, I don't think
That's what the Warriors did.
totally. I don't think that they're gonna beat these teams, but I just think give me these teams where there's noticeable flaws that we know. That there's
style that can
something
beat
that we
them.
can
Yeah,
game
yeah.
plan
I know what
against
you
that.
mean.
But it's like, dude, Brooklyn.
Ben
There's,
shoot,
there's
Giannis
nothing we can do
There's
for
no way to beat
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn,
Yeah, dude. So I don't
Maybe
know,
you
man.
send like maybe you send. Did you watch the Jordan doc?
Last Dance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We send like that pizza guy over to Brooklyn, the guy who poisoned the pizza.
That's hilarious.
Is
Oh
that
my
our
god.
only
Yeah,
chance?
yeah, yeah.
We still don't have.
Yeah.
Still
KD, Kyrie, and Harden. You actually
all get
you guys
food
all
poisoning.
have to eat this pizza.
Yeah.
It's the best pizza in town. I promise.
Yeah, it's the best pizza in Chicago.
Yeah.
You've never heard of it?
Yeah, Chicago deep dish style.
They're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but I've never heard of this
Yeah.
one before. You're like, it's a
It's good. It's
special.
amazing.
Only real Chicagoans know about it. You go ask like D Rose or
Yeah,
somebody,
yeah,
they'll
yeah.
tell you.
Yeah.
They'll really tell you.
Straight from Vooch, dog.
Yeah. Vooch found it when he got here. He found the best spot. All right, man. Well, yeah. I mean, dude, the Bulls are there.
I'm excited for the Bulls. We just got to figure it out, man. You got to play some goddamn defense.
I know, it's a fact, dude. They suck. I swear to God in my life, I feel like you and me out there, like, I might
How
get
many buckets can we get out there?
in 5-on-5. That's gonna be hard because people are gonna rotate.
Vooch.
Oh, okay, so we're playing with.
yeah.
We play the whole game.
Yeah, yeah. No, what team are we on? We're on Atlanta because we're playing the Bulls.
Yeah.
So it's Trey, me, you.
So we replaced like Herder and Bogdan. So
yeah,
instead of
get Herder out of here.
Instead
yeah,
of who played awesome last night,
Yeah,
by the
for
way.
sure.
Instead of Kevin Herder,
I'm taking
and
Kevin Herder's
Bogdanovich,
minutes.
and I'm Bogdanovich. Okay. All right. So it's Trey, you, me, John Collins.
and Clint Capella.
All right.
Do we win?
I think you got like 15 points on you.
Levine has
Because
50.
you can shoot.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have like a broken jump shot right now,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's gonna be tough. But I promise I'm out there.
Trey's gonna find me in the corner. At
I'm
some
out there
point.
playing
Yeah.
D though, bro. I'm out there playing D. I'm trying.
Yeah, someone's got to guard
Oh
Zach
wait, I'm
out
in
here.
the 2-hole. I'm
Yeah,
supposed to guard Zach. That's tough. I'm out here.
Yeah, someone's got to guard Zach Levine.
You
He's
know
got
what?
50.
You know what? I might be sick this game.
Yeah.
I might be
Word.
sick
I don't
that
blame
game.
you. Yeah.
I might have to come play against a little bit of a worse 2.
Yeah. Hilarious.
I don't think I could handle that. But no, for real, man. Like I sat and watched that whole game. They just score whenever they want. It's literally like I was half joking, but I texted you like, dude, if we were out there for 48 minutes, we're getting at least 1 bucket.
Yes.
At
bro.
least 1.
Trey's gonna find me.
There's no
somewhere.
way I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
scoring if I'm on that team.
Totally,
There's no
man.
way.
Yeah,
These guys are waltzing to the hoop.
Yeah.
They get 14-foot wide open jump. There's one point where Trey, anybody listen to this who watched the game will remember this too. I think it was in the maybe it was in the third quarter, early second half. Trey, he's penetrating, he's driving, and then he slams on the brakes right at the free throw line, and whoever was guarding him kind of just bailed. And they just went under the hoop like to wait for the rebound. And Trey stood there. And he like looked around for a pass. He was going to pass it. And then he looked up at the hoop. He realized I'm 11 feet from the hoop and nobody's within 8 feet of me. So he just shot like a little free throw line jumper.
Yeah.
It went in and he just was like,
Nice.
okay.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it was so bizarre. Like they don't even care about trying to stop the ball or anyone with it.
Yeah. Someone's got to do something.
Yeah, it's tough.
Out there in Chicago.
Speaking of tough, dude. Speaking of tough. We have a little story that we need to cover here, and that's how bad this Golden State team really is. And like all their problems.
All right, so Stepback fans, the ones who have been on the boat since the jump, we had our first episode. We had a little friendly wager. If Steph Curry can drag this team just to the playoffs, they just got to make it.
And you were
Just
so
make it,
confident.
yeah.
You were going to die on this hill. I knew the whole time that it was just never going to happen.
God, bro.
Never going to happen. You looked me in the eyes when I was talking about the Mavs, and I was like, and what seed do you think they're going to get? And you go, oh, that's not happening. They are not a playoff team. And you think the Warriors are.
Well, Luka figured it out. KP figured it out. And, they're playing a lot better. I was wrong about Dallas. Luka's unbelievable. I mean, what do you want me to say?
You're wrong about Golden State. You're wrong about Dallas and wrong about Golden State.
55-foot step-back jumpers in TD Garden.
With guys
I don't know
with Kemba Walker draped all
I don't know what you
over
want
him.
me to do out here, bro. Kristaps is playing like every 8th day. It's like, bro, stop.
Kristaps is 20-9 every 4 games.
Yeah, bro. I don't want to hear it. So this Golden State thing, they use obviously a trade exception to go get Kelly Oubre, and they suck.
It's probably the worst use of a trade exception ever.
And bro, and I mean that so literally, like, bro, that is the realest shit ever. Because
it's so funny because you and I both kind of like Kelly Oubre. He's not bad.
Bro,
Kelly
he's
Oubre is
not
cool.
only bad for the Warriors, but he's bad for the Warriors locker room.
But I'm saying, before this season, you and I talking about Kelly Oubre, we're like, he's fine. He's like, he's an
athletic wing.
An above
Yes.
average wing.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like, dude, my whole thing is it's like, damn, bro. Like, we spent our trade exception on this. He's demanding a starting role. Time out. What? You want what? No.
He was like over 5.
Yeah, you didn't make a 3 for like the first 9 games of the year. You want to start with Steph? You're out of your mind, man. I got Draymond. It's like, dude, not only is Kelly Oubre hurting them offensively, but he's hurting them with the team chemistry. So it's like, dude, this whole thing is a train wreck, bro. I mean, this Warriors thing is crashed and burned so hard. It's ugly. So, back to my original point, though, real quick.
This guy just refuses to hold Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and
this
Draymond
thing
Green
is
accountable. He just refuses to hold them accountable.
So, as you guys know,
everyone else's fault. It will never be those guys'
Steph
fault.
has been quadruple teamed, dropping 41.
Steph is sitting out here while losing by 60 points, doing kung fu fighting moves on the sideline. He doesn't care. Draymond Green is not good at basketball. He doesn't have any skills. His only job is to play defense and be the glue guy and get your team on the same page and make sure they're fighting for the right thing. Make sure they're a team. That's his only job.
Well, he's not locked in.
And Steph Curry isn't either because he's out there doing kung fu fighting moves while the arena broadcaster has everybody was kung fu fighting on the jumbotron, and Steph Curry's doing all the moves. It's like, dude, you're losing by 58 points. And you can make the argument, well, yeah, that's why he could do this, because this game doesn't matter. Yeah, but also, do you think it's possible that they're down by 58 points because Draymond Green is no longer the glue guy, and these guys are out here just running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and Steph Curry is not the glue guy? He's not helping anyone. He's just out there dropping 75 threes a game, but everyone sucks. Hey, bro, you got Kelly Oubre and Andrew Wiggins, two guys who you've known don't impact winning. So Steph Curry should have looked at those acquisitions, and especially Draymond Green, who's like a coach out there, and said, okay, these are gentlemen who have high levels of skill sets, but have no idea how to use them. Andrew Wiggins is like a career 19 and a half a game guy. He's not inherently a horrible basketball player. Somebody has to teach him what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
that is where is that? Because we're sitting here, we're bagging on Wiggins, we're bagging on Oubre, we're bagging on everybody, all these scrubs at the end of the bench. And all that's fine. You can bag on all those dudes. That's fair. Those dudes suck. That's legit. But where are these guys to help them? They've always sucked. You've known they've sucked. Like I said, Andrew Wiggins is not a scrub. Yes, he sort of is, but he's a 20-a-game guy for his whole career for 7 years.
Bro.
Steph Curry should see that and say, okay, this is a guy with potential. What can I do? How can we make this into, there's got to be a thing. And it has to be something other than doing kung fu fighting moves while down 58.
So
somebody has to hold these guys a little bit accountable.
So here's my thing, man. They're so easy to defend when it's Steph, Kelly Oubre, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and James Wiseman. Bro, straight up, just everyone guard Steph. We'll leave everyone open. It doesn't matter. Just go guard Steph.
At least three guys.
Go guard Steph. We'll leave 3 guys open. We can guard Wiseman on the lob. We'll leave everyone else wide open.
Draymond.
Don't guard Wiggins. Don't guard Oubre.
They guard Wiggins a little bit, but not like
I'm leaving Wiggins, bro. You straight up wide open, dog.
You can't do that. You
So
can't do that.
Hear me out, though.
38% from 3.
Yeah, I mean, bro, all I'm saying here is it is so hard in the modern NBA for Steph to take these guys, and yeah, they're not bad basketball players.
I'm not saying he should take them anywhere
but
other
he
than
can't.
Outside of the lottery, dude.
Yeah, he's not taking them to the playoffs
Ja
because
Morant
they're
does more with less. 2 seasons in a row now. Ja Morant has done more with less of a roster than Steph Curry has this year. He has less of a roster than Steph Curry has, and he's done more. 2 years in a row, Ja Morant has done more with less people than Steph Curry has this year.
Yeah,
Facts of life.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who would you rather have? Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre, or Kyle Slow-Mo Anderson and the people that Ja's
Yeah, but
playing
they play 2 different styles of basketball, man.
Hey,
it's like Steph is.
You have Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Steve Kerr. Why don't you figure it out? They don't have the kind of personnel over there, and they're able to figure it out with worse players and worse coaching and worse accolades. You have guys who are Defensive Player of the Year, All NBA, MVP, unanimous. What? Because the Grizzlies don't have that. All they have is worse coaching, a worse roster, and a worse superstar. And they're a way better team.
But man, it's tough, man, when it's Steph by himself. It's always been tough when it's been Steph by himself. He's never been able to do that. Never once in his career, even before Clay got there. He could never do it. It's hard, man. Steph plays this particular style where he lives and dies by the 3. It's very easy to defend when you're throwing 4 guys at him. So, dude, yeah, Steph is averaging 30 points a game.
But it's not like they're losing because Steph's getting
year.
triple teamed. That's not why they're losing. Steph's shooting 42% from deep.
Yeah.
He's having a good year. He's averaging 30-something a game.
Yes, right.
He's having a great year. But it's not Steph. Yes, that's sort of my point. It's not Steph's actual on-court play. He's supposed to be the leader.
Right.
Andrew Wiggins is twice the basketball player that Kyle Slow-Mo Anderson is.
Steph.
Fact.
Yes.
Fact. There's
Yes.
no way around that.
Yeah.
Kyle Slow-Mo
I'm not
Anderson.
going to debate that.
I love Kyle Anderson. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to badmouth. I've liked Kyle Anderson since UCLA.
Yeah.
I'm not coming at you, Kyle. That's not what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean Andrew Wiggins has way more potential to be a way better basketball player. But there's still something missing from the Warriors team that Grizzlies team has.
It's scoring.
No, it's heart. and a family and being a team.
Well, I also
that's what
think
it is.
I'm also
That's
going to
what it
say
is.
I'm also going to say that I agree that Steph needs to be the leader, but that's not who he is. It's Draymond. Draymond is
Then he needs to be the leader.
fact. He needs to step up. You need to step up and be like, dog, we need some wins out here. Just because Clay is hurt doesn't mean we can bag another season.
I don't know that that's what he needs to do because that's what Jimmy tried to do, and it didn't work. There's something else that needs to be done here. Something else about maybe it's about buying into something bigger than yourself. Remember strength in numbers, next guy up.
Right.
It's not like that anymore. As you brought up, now it's guys demanding starting roles. It's like, I don't think it's, I need to sit here and teach this guy how to play basketball. I don't think it's what it is. I think it's more, and I'm not even talking about to win a championship. I'm just talking about to not be terrible.
Right.
I don't think it's that. I don't think we need to teach Wiggins and Oubre and these guys how to play basketball. I think we need to teach them the mentality of what it takes to be on a winning basketball team and to be a part of a team.
Well, Oubre and Wiggins have been on 2 dog shit organizations for their whole career.
I know.
Their whole career.
That's what I'm saying. You need to teach that. Somebody needs to teach these guys.
Right.
Like, where's the culture that we built? Where is that? It's gone.
Yeah.
Why? Because 3 guys, the continuity, the guys who have been there the whole time from the culture being built is only 3 guys. And those 3 guys are not doing their jobs in bringing the culture with them. They're just leaving it back there.
No,
and
I
that's
agree.
their fault.
I agree.
It's no one's fault but theirs.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, I'm with you, man. It's just like, bro, it's like Steph is doing unbelievable stuff night in and night out, and it's like it's tough, man. They can't get any W's because Kelly Oubre is 1 of 9 from threes when he's wide open the entire game. It's like, dude, he's demanding a starting role. Clay is out. James Wiseman is super underwhelming, way more underwhelming than we ever thought he was going to be. I mean, we thought, damn, as a number 2 pick, he's going to come in and be 20 and 10. Wrong. That's not what he's done one time this year. I mean, it's been awful, man, and we just got to get Steph some help. And
dude,
it's
and
like,
they lost to the Wizards, man. Like, they're out here losing to the Wizards. And they could have won that game. It came down to like a last-second 4-point play from Beal off an offensive rebound.
Right.
It's kind of a fluke win, but that goes a different way, and we're not sitting here bitching about the Warriors again. But
no, man, I agree, man. Even if they win that game, bro, I'm still pissed. You need to be
They
blowing
suck.
out the Wizards.
Yes, dude.
You need to be blowing
Yes,
out the
yes,
Wizards.
yes.
You're a legit playoff team. You go in there at home.
all right, how long does this go on for?
Yeah,
Like, do they suck next year? What, does Clay come back and they suck again? Now what? Now do we have the conversation about Kerr or about moving some of these guys or about...
I genuinely think when Clay comes back, I think they're still a playoff team. I think they're playoff. They'll be like a 5 or a 6 seed, but they're not going to go anywhere.
In the West?
Yeah, they'll probably...
The West that got so much better, that had teams that weren't in the playoffs now that are the number 1 team in the league.
It's the greatest
Like the
backcourt ever.
Suns.
Yes, they're the greatest backcourt ever.
Man, that's...
Yeah, the greatest backcourt ever.
Okay,
They're going to
we'll
go in
see.
there and they're going to be a playoff
We'll see,
team.
because you've lost so many bets about this now that I don't even want to make another bet with you.
Kelly Oubre, you're killing me, dog.
All right, but no, I mean, explain it. We won't get into it now. We'll put out the video next week or the weekend,
Yeah,
or no, when they officially when the season's over.
Yeah.
But explain what the bet was and what has to do.
let me get back into this. That was a great conversation. Bro.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was awesome.
Uh-huh.
But dude, I don't know, man. I think if you guys were watching the first episode, we had a little friendly wager saying that if Steph could drag this team to the playoffs, he would have to wear a Steph Curry shirt the entire show and praise Steph Curry and all this other stuff. And if Steph doesn't make the playoffs, which is growing increasingly more likely by the second.
I don't think they can
Yeah, I don't know. Until they're mathematically out. What are they?
They're the 10 seed.
Yeah, so they'll be in the play-in game.
Yeah, they can.
So, yeah, so growing more and more increasingly by the second, not gonna be a playoff team. So I have to go out and explain to the world on Instagram Live how Steph Curry is not an elite point guard, which is gonna kill me because I love Steph.
No, he's an elite point guard. I want you to explain how all of his playoff runs are chintzy.
Yeah.
Every accolade he has been kind of like, all right, I guess. Every championship run, I want you to come in and explain how it's been kind of chintzy.
Yeah, so
no, I don't think we should do it on live. I think what we should do is we should make a whole video explaining it, and then I think that we should embed it into the podcast.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I
down.
think that we should release it on its own on YouTube. Here's a 10-15 minute video of Pat
Yeah.
explaining, And then I think we should also do it like at the end of that episode where we like just put it in the video.
It's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
It's going to be hilarious.
Rather than Instagram Live, I think we should just put it out on a thing rather than doing it live so we can really produce it and make it really good. You know?
Yeah, that's going to be hilarious. You guys need to watch out for that.
You're going to lose that bet. Yeah, so he's going to come out and Pat's going to explain everybody. Professor Pat is going to come explain everybody why Steph Curry's chintzy and kind of overrated. Well, he's not overrated. He's obviously unbelievable. He's the greatest shooter to ever live. He's one of the most impactful point guards of all time. Yeah. That's not really what I mean. I'm not talking about his skill. I'm talking about the way his career has played out and all the lucky breaks he's gotten along the way.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Yeah, but the Warriors, they suck, man. They're a dumpster fire. Speaking of a team who is not a dumpster fire, the other day KD came back. Did you watch that game?
Oh, dude, he's crazy. Like, bro, it's like I obviously didn't forget, but you forget.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I know what you mean.
You watch the game and you're like,
you almost forget how easy he makes it look.
Oh, every time, bro. Did you see he checks in? Tucks his jersey in, pulls his pants up. You know, he's walking over to the corner. He walks right to the far right corner, right on the block. And you're like, oh, dude, I know exactly what's happening. I know exactly what's coming.
I know exactly what they're going to do. Right
down screen.
Yep.
KD comes right off. Yeah, right at the elbow.
Right off the little curl.
Yeah, right off the elbow. You like
13 feet away.
Back. Yeah,
he leans when he shoots, and his arm is so high, his release point, and it's such a flick. Right. It's such like a flick that, like, dude, between him being 7 feet tall, leaning back, shooting from up here, and the little flick, it's like 5 things there that make it unstoppable.
Yeah, dude.
This guy's he's just shooting regular jump shots, but you cannot stop them.
Yeah.
Off the catch, off the pull up, it doesn't matter.
He's got handles
to do anything.
And it's unbelievable he gets to the line so much because he's so big. It's like, dude.
He played a perfect game.
Yeah, he was 5 of 5 with 18 points. Yeah. You're like, oh my God. He came in and shot the ball 5 times and almost scored 20 on you.
So it's like, dude, this is what we were talking about this before. Like, there's certain guys who can't fit in to everywhere because, like, what they do is too clunky. Like, LeBron can't fit into what everyone else is doing, everyone else's system, because, like, LeBron's play style is too clunky. Like, dude, he needs the ball. He needs to get guys involved. Otherwise, you're only going to get 70% out of him. You could get more out of him if you put the ball in his hands. So, like, LeBron can't fit in everyone's system because LeBron becomes the system.
Yeah,
There's really only 1 or 2 guys who I believe truly, genuinely could fit in every single system and make it better. And I think KD is the guy. I think the dude, he just fits. There's a reason why he fits so perfectly in Golden State. It's the same reason why you pick him up and you go put him in Phoenix and he fits perfectly there. You go pick him up and you put him in.
Well, he's a bona fide scorer.
You put him in New Orleans and he's awesome.
He's an elite 3-level shot creator scorer.
He's a bona fide scorer that doesn't need the ball.
Yeah.
He never needs the ball.
Yeah.
You watch we've talked about this so many times, but you watch a whole game and then at the very end of the game when, you know, Kristen, whatever her name is, comes out and does the interviews, the sideline interviews, and the game's over and the confetti, and people are leaving, and they show the stats always, and you're like, KD at 31? I sat and watched the whole game, and I feel like he didn't have 31.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so easy. It just comes so easy.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, some guys, it's exhausting. They fight for everything. LeBron's kind of like that. Luka's like that. Luka fights for everything.
So, remember
KD is just silky smooth.
Remember when we first started this podcast, we were sitting in the studio, we were like, dude.
At the radio station.
Yeah, we were like, dude, what if LeBron just shot the ball 50 times a game?
Right, yeah.
And we were like, dude, can he score 100 points? Like, come on. Like, realistically, like, if 12-minute game, LeBron plays the whole game, all 40 minutes, 48 minutes, whatever, and he goes in there and he takes 100 shots.
He shoots every time. How many does he end up with? I don't know, but not half of what KD ends up with.
Exactly.
Because KD makes every shot.
Totally, bro. It's unbelievable. And it's like, dude, he could literally take any shot on the court. How about that?
Guy's there. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm right in front of him. My hand is right here.
How about
it doesn't matter.
How about the pull-up in the finals?
Off the dribble, off the hezzy. Yeah,
back-to-back years.
Off the hezzy, dude. And it's that same spot.
Dude, he's got his hezzy is nasty.
Hezzy
he
pull-up.
just hangs in the air with the ball. It's like, oh my
The
God,
hezzy
he's so
pull-up is
lengthy.
tough, dude.
Ugh.
Yeah, man, and he's just... He really is.
I kind of want to see. I know this is gonna sound weird, but I kind of want to see what KD's career ends up at. Like, what if he ends up with like 5 rings?
That means nothing anymore. It's not the same.
Yeah.
See, like, dude, this is a thing. Like, people want to compare like Jordan and LeBron or Kareem and Jordan, and like they use rings, but like, dude, rings in that era was a different thing than where rings now. Rings are easier to come by now. You just team up with a couple of other superstars and you'll grab a couple of rings, I promise.
Yeah.
At some point,
Yeah.
you play with a couple of superstars for 4 full seasons, I promise you'll get one
So
or two.
these championships mean nothing for KD? Even if he ends up at 5, where's he all time? Top 5?
I don't know.
Top 10?
I have to see how they played out. Is he on other teams with 5 Hall of Famers? Because, no, that means nothing.
Yeah, but he's going to go down.
Allen Iverson's one finals game win is worth more than 5 of those types of rings.
All I'm saying is.
Just like I think LeBron's Cleveland ring is worth 1 billion times as much as any of those chintzy Miami rings.
Right.
Like, they're cool. They're real. You were there and you contributed, for sure. And they probably wouldn't have won without you. That's fair.
Right.
But, I think that Golden State team probably wins without KD.
Yeah.
Especially after Kyrie's gone. Once Kyrie demands out. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You don't need KD to beat that team. It's a chintzy ring, just like the Miami LeBron ones. They're there. They're always there. It happened. I saw you play in those games.
Well,
and
the first year.
outplay people. I saw you play in those games.
Yeah.
But, does it really... Come on, does it hit you the same as LeBron's Cleveland one?
I don't know,
It doesn't
man.
hit me the
It's
same.
just like when KD's ready to hang it up and he's done. He's got to be one of the top 10 most unguardable forces in the history of
Dude,
anybody that's
he might
ever
be the
picked up a
greatest
basketball.
score. I tweeted the day he came back, the day he was making his return. I tweeted, "Tonight is the night James Harden's MVP run ends."
Right.
With the return of the most lethal, silky smooth scorer I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. That's how it is, bro.
You don't win MVP while playing with Kevin Durant, man.
Right, yeah.
You realize how good this guy is.
Yeah.
He's
that's-
the best scorer I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I don't care about, Jordan averaged 28 as a rookie and this guy shot this percentage,
Yeah,
bro.
no,
That's
no.
not what I'm talking about.
Just putting the ball in the bucket.
Right,
yeah.
right. I'm just talking about, the eye test, man. Bro, I follow advanced analytics too, man. I also read all the same stuff, and I'm also on Spectrum and all the other advanced things. Listen, man, it's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, my eyeballs. My eyeballs are sitting here telling me, dude, the guy's 7 feet tall. He's 7 feet tall, and he dribbles like a guard and shoots better than Reggie Miller. What are we talking about? There's never been that before.
He's got handles better than, more than half the guards in the league.
Right, and
It's
somebody who was his height in the 80s and 90s and prior is a big man.
Yeah, right.
And somebody who's his height and build is I don't know, I guess a stretch 4 like Dirk, but they're yelling at KD to put on more size if he's trying to play the 4 in the 90s. It doesn't exist, man. You don't get a guy like that so he's basically Rashard Lewis and
Allen Iverson and Reggie Miller.
Dirk. Yeah, what? That makes no sense, dude. He's a stretch wing who's 7 feet tall and dribbles.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, the guy's unbelievable, man.
He goes out, bro. How about that? I know you've seen. I've said this hundreds of times on this podcast, multiple times. But when you watch these highlights, right? There's certain people that you just watch their highlights and you're like, oh, wow, what?
Where they
And-
look different than everyone else.
Yeah, but it's bro, I'll sit there and watch a 10-minute highlight video of Kevin Durant. I wouldn't do that first. I mean, maybe for Steph Curry, but I mean, for you know what I'm saying? John Wall, would you sit there and watch a 10-minute clip on John Wall?
No.
Bradley Beal, KD, you're like,
Because
oh
yeah,
my
I know
God.
what you mean.
Have you seen the one where he crosses?
It's not even like he does flashy move because Steph and Kyrie, you watch them because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
do
yeah.
stuff that you've never seen anyone do
Totally.
before, like the ball handling moves,
Right,
and all that
right.
stuff. But KD's not like that. He's doing the same moves. Hezzy, cross,
Right.
dribble, pull up. He's doing the same moves we've seen for decades. He's just doing them differently where it's it doesn't matter. You could take all 5 guys and go chase this guy around. He's still just going to keep ripping these shots and making them.
Have you seen the one where he's in OKC and he hits, I want to say it's Tiago Splitter or something, but he hits him with a nasty in and out, and he goes up and he literally just dunks it on the guy. Whoever's under the basket
I don't
just
remember.
gets body bagged. It's bad under there. He's flexing into the camera. It's oh my God. Dude, the fact that he can just reach out and just put the ball in the basket because he's 7 feet tall. Yeah, man. It's dude, it's pretty, it's pretty ugly. But I kind of want to see what Kevin Durant's career ends up as. What if he ends up with 8 rings? You know?
I mean, dude.
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's so weird because, like, how do you compare that to, like, Michael's 6?
Yeah, it's hard, man.
How do you compare LeBron's to Michael's when, like, LeBron got them a different way? How do you compare someone who went to multiple different organizations and created and brought multiple all-stars with him each time to someone who stayed home and had to build through trades in the draft? You know what I mean? Because, like, it's hard to sustain being good because you don't get draft picks when you're good. Right. You don't have value on the bench when you're good. It's like it's hard. It's really hard. It's different. That's what I'm saying. Like, comparing Bill Russell's rings to any modern NBA player, or even Jordan's rings to any modern NBA player, it's like it's hard to do. It's hard for me. It's hard for my brain to, like, compare them. Like, I don't understand what it's. Where it is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Dirk's one ring is probably worth more than all of Kevin's right now. How many does Kevin have? Kevin has 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dirk's one is worth way more. If Kevin had 4 from Golden State, Dirk, it would be about equal for me.
Yeah, dude.
I think one real one like Dirk's and, like, you know, Kobe's. Right. Is equal to, like, 3 or 4 chintzy ones. You know?
Dude. I don't know. But
it's subjective. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to judge it. I don't know what the number is to make them equal. You know?
It's whack because, well, it's not whack, but it's like it's weird because of this whole new NBA thing where all this player empowerment.
Yes, exactly. It's hard to compare because, like, I don't know, like, if Michael Jordan would have played with his exact skills against the exact guys that he played against, where he's so much light years ahead of them. But they played in an era of player mobility like today, so that Charles and Hakeem and everybody can...
Yeah, can you imagine if Mike, Charles, and Hakeem all
I'm saying
up?
What if those guys team up like Golden State and
that's
like
what
the
I'm
Nets
saying.
to beat him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The way Golden State teamed up and the way the Nets teamed up to beat LeBron. What if all those legends from Michael's era teamed up to beat him?
Yeah.
Would he have 6 rings? You know what I mean? It's like it's hard for me to...
strange.
It's hard for me to compare the modern NBA with player mobility and how many rings they end up with to, like, that era, because I don't really understand how it would play out if they each had to play by each other's rules.
Yeah, it's so hard to compare. I hate the compare game.
Right, because they don't play by each other's rules. If they played by each other's rules, it would be much easier to compare. But, like, it's hard. Now, I can compare it till I'm blue in the face. Who's a better player? That's fine. Yeah. But when you're asking me to compare, like, their careers and how they played out,
it's impossible.
Greatness and rings, and it's too hard.
It's
too hard because
impossible.
I don't know what you're looking for.
Totally.
I could say who's better at dribbling and better at finishing with their left hand and stuff like that. Like, the skills of basketball you can compare. But, like, it's too hard to compare, like, legacies and greatness and rings. Like, I don't know. It's weird. All right, dude. Yeah, but KD's awesome. He's filthy. And I don't want to be rooting for the team that he's playing against. It's awful experience. It's this dude just puts daggers in your heart. All the time, man. It's awful.
Serves them up, yeah.
All right, so yeah, dude. KD, shout out the Nets. Those guys are wicked. They're rolling. We have some Nets merch pretty soon dropping for anybody who's interested in the Nets.
Yeah, we're gonna try and make some awesome new T-shirts here.
We got merch. Yeah, we're working on it. So give us a couple weeks and stuff like that, and we'll have cool news to tell you guys. Dude, you see Tatum dropped 53 the other night?
Yeah, they suck.
They do suck, but he's just ice, dude. His like move set, his bag, if you will,
totally
is awesome.
Dude, I want him to just be more consistent. I feel like that's his problem.
Well, dude, did you see the Perkins thing? Kendrick Perkins called him out, and Jason Tatum did a whole thing about it. You hear all of it, but you listen to none of it. Like, dude, he did that in response to what Perkins said.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Go feel his 53 and 10.
Yeah, with 10 boards and the dub.
Awesome. Yeah,
it won
nice.
too.
In OT, stressful.
Yeah, so the 53 isn't really as big because it's OT. You had an extra couple minutes there.
Totally.
But still, the win is the most important. You got it in a win. And the 10 boards, that's a huge game. Oladipo, dude, that sucks, right? You see that?
Again, he's hurt. Again, he's
dude, you see him boom one?
Yeah, nasty. In the flex
Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
Oladipo's been one of those guys that, like, I like him, I don't like him, I like him, I don't like him, I don't know what to think.
I'm out.
I root for him. He seems like a great guy. I love that he's an awesome singer. He comes out with the microphone. He's like a gospel. He's got, like, a cool thing. I like him. He seems like an awesome guy. But, you know, I never know, like...
You got to play, dog.
Yeah, I never know how what I think of his game. Yeah. That being said, when he boomed that one...
Yeah, awesome.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
It
flesh.
probably felt so good for him to
dude.
get that out.
And then he goes just right back to
I
locker
know. And
room.
then now he's hurt, so it's his knee again. But this one isn't as bad though. They said he's staying home. He's not
I
traveling
mean,
with the
I
team.
guess whatever. He's hurt again.
He's
It's
not
like,
traveling-
Dude, I need you to play, bro. I need you to play. I traded assets.
Yeah.
Play.
Yeah, but
please
you can't
play.
help it, man. If you just get a real injury, I know what you mean. So he's out. He's gonna miss their road trip. He's not traveling with the team. He'll
Yeah.
be reevaluated after. So it seems like he'll be okay. It seems like it's more of a minor thing, but yeah, that sucks. Dude, speaking of injuries, Patrick Beverley breaks his hand. Clippers have won 4 straight,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
so, like,
dude.
the Clippers have been looking, as I said 2 weeks ago and last week, I've been making it a point to talk about the Clippers on this show.
Right.
Because everyone has written them off.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, you guys they're a better team than you guys are giving them
Yeah.
credit for.
So I don't know, man. I'm kind of on the boat where it's kind of like, dude, do you have them in your Western Conference Finals? Who goes to Western Conference Finals? This is what we were talking about last night, me and my roommates.
I don't know. Let me think about it. Let me get back to you like 5 minutes. Let me think about it.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay, because it's like, dude, the Clippers are obviously, I mean, the whole Rondo thing is obviously, I mean, helping a lot. Dude, you know who's really nice to me off their bench? Patrick Patterson is so
Always
nice
has
to me,
been,
bro.
dude.
He just stands out there in the corner, and Rondo just finds ways to
Yep.
get him the ball and the kickouts, and
He's like
wide open
He's one of those,
all game.
He's one of those stretch fours who knocks down corner threes his whole career. He's like PJ Tucker.
Yeah,
You know what I
bro,
mean?
He's awesome.
He's just like
he's
PJ
just too
Tucker.
big. He's too big.
Yeah.
But he reigns, dude.
Yeah, he's like PJ.
Yeah. So
He's an
I don't know,
excellent-
man.
He's an excellent corner 3 shooter
Yeah.
too.
Clippers got to show me, dog.
Well, yeah, dude, it sucks too because they finally started to pick up steam here, and they know that the whole world feels that way. You
Right,
know,
yeah.
like they know the whole world knows that their roster is good enough to win a championship, and they've underperformed since the day that they've been put
Well,
together.
they don't have Lou Will anymore. They traded
That's
Lou
true.
Will.
That's true. And he smoked a layup last night that I thought was gonna matter against the Bulls back when it was like a 2-point game.
Yeah,
and I was
he
like,
was
oh
getting
no, Lou.
Yeah.
But then I ended up pulling ahead anyway. But I got a little nervous for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's tough because they finally started to get some momentum here. As I've been saying, man, this Clippers team needs to play. They need to play together. They need to be on the floor, getting the kind of, familiar with each other, man. And like, it's just not good for them to have. So Patrick Beverley breaks his left hand. So he's only out 3 or 4 weeks, and obviously, like we all know, Patrick Beverley is not their,
Point guard, yeah.
right. But he is an important piece of their like. You know how he is, man. He's an agitator, and he's like the emotional guy,
Right.
Like you remember in the playoffs last year when he's sitting on the bench clapping,
Dave's
like
missing free throws.
yes, like dude, like they need like that from Patrick Beverley, and like dude, Patrick Beverley just gets a new role on the bench and coming and contributing off the bench, and now he's hurt. Now it screws up their rotation even more. Like dude, this is not good for them. So he's out a couple of weeks, 3 to 4. They said, or at least the report said. It's often wrong, the first report, but yeah, dude, it's not good. But I mean, dude, they're a good basketball team. They won 4 straight. Paul George.
Yeah, I mean,
I got a question for you. When Paul George retires, what jersey are you picturing?
I don't know.
It
I have no
depends.
idea. Yeah, it
Depends
depends.
how the rest of his career
Yeah.
plays out.
It
what if
probably
he
depends
retired
on
today?
this year.
What if he retired today? You're just picturing Indiana Paul George all your
Yeah.
life? Probably same. I don't even picture this. Even though he had his best year ever with Russ.
Yeah.
Finished third
Oh,
in NBA.
yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah.
30 a game?
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable.
The
The
he's
whole
like in
PG
MVP
experience
race.
has been weird.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And we've said that about a couple of different guys on this show, but I agree. All right, dude. What else do we got here to get into? Oh, we got a couple more things I want to talk about, dude. So the Hornets, dude, they beat the Bucks the other day. The Bucks had no starters, but the Hornets are still sitting in the 4 seed with
That's what I was trying to tell you, man. Devontae Graham. I mean, no LaMelo Ball. Just stay afloat.
Dude, I said you're like
Yeah.
we're like, what is gonna happen? I'm like, that team is done.
Yeah,
it's
no,
over.
No. Yeah, Miles
legit.
Bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
They're
I'm telling you.
legit,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm telling you.
And they sort of have like the next man up thing where like
but
guys
Gordon-
are always in and out of the lineup, and it doesn't really matter.
I was relying on Gordon Hayward, but I think Gordon Hayward just got hurt. He sprained a wrist or a finger or something, and it's like, dude,
That's what I'm saying. But
that's
it
a
doesn't
big
really,
loss. That's
doesn't
a big
really
loss.
matter for them though.
No, that's a big loss.
Because
The Gordon
he's their-
Hayward one is a big loss.
Is he their
because,
leading scorer?
Yeah, or one of them. I mean, he generates a lot of offense for them. So, I mean, that's a big loss. But, I mean, Bridges, P.J. Washington, Devontae Graham, if all these guys kind of figure it
4
out.
weeks with a sprained foot.
Yeah, it's tough, bro.
4 weeks, man. This guy, I kind of feel bad for Gordon Hayward.
Same.
Like, there's the part of me that's like, dude, the guy's cashed in money since the day he was born.
Yes.
Fine. In that regard, I don't feel bad for him. But, like, in the regard that, like, dude, the reason that we're sitting here right now is because we just grew up basketball fans.
Right.
Like, if I could have been a professional basketball player, I would have loved it. I just
Yes.
sucked.
Yeah.
If I didn't suck, that would have been awesome, right?
Totally.
All these guys want to do is just play basketball.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like, as much as like we
Just
rip on
hoop,
guys,
dog. Yeah, they
as
just
much
wanna
as
hoop.
We make fun of these guys like, I need you to play. We do make fun of them, but like there's a part of it like on a human level, it's just like, dude, it sucks.
Yeah.
Like I spent so many years just bitching about Derrick Rose not playing, but it's like this kid is from Chicago, dude. He got drafted by his hometown team. You don't think all he wants to do, his whole life's dream is
play in the UC. Yeah.
Yes, come on. It's like, dude, these guys is, you start to feel bad when somebody like Gordon Hayward, it's like, dude, every time it's something else. Yeah, dude, but they're nice, dude. They're pretty nice. Like we were mentioning before.
I hope they stay afloat and LaMelo can come back and they could see
yeah,
what happens.
That'd be cool. Yeah, because he said he's not necessarily 100% done. So, yeah, we talked about the East a little bit and where the Bulls are. And so, yeah, man, the Hornets are in 4. The Hornets are the 4th.
Yeah.
That's
We'll
nice.
see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, dude. Speaking about a team that's not in the 4th seed, but they are really damn good. And that's the Phoenix Suns, man.
Yeah, they're awesome. I mean, they're 1 or 2 games back from the best record in the league. I mean,
they just beat them the other night.
Yeah, Mikal Bridges is awesome. I mean, CP is just continuing to be awesome.
Yeah, what's up with CP for MVP?
That's my question, man. It's like, dude, in my book, it's the Lakers. Lakers are going to Western Conference Finals, but they have to play someone.
Yeah.
Who?
And, like, all these teams are good, man.
Yeah.
Like, Utah is
go?
really good. Phoenix is really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, like last year they went through a depleted Portland team.
Well, the Lakers
a
are
small Houston team.
Yeah.
Like, dude, a Denver team that wasn't ready. Like, dude, this year, I don't know. I think that this year's Phoenix Suns and this year's Utah Jazz beat last year's Portland, Denver, and Houston team. The
I
same
agree.
road that the Lakers took to the
Yes.
finals, I think the Phoenix Suns and the
Utah
Utah
could do
Jazz
that.
would do that,
Yeah.
easily. They would smoke those teams.
Yeah.
So I think, like, yeah, it's tough. I don't know. That's why you said who's going to make the Western Conference Finals. I was like, I don't know. Give me a minute. I still don't really have an answer, dude. I really don't know. I guess I'm just counting on last year, or I'm thinking about how good last year's Lakers team was, and I'm thinking about LeBron's greatness. It's got to be enough to get you to the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
Who else gets there? I don't know. I don't know if it's Phoenix, Utah, Clippers, Denver. I have no idea.
Well, the Lakers are going to have to eliminate either Utah or Phoenix.
They're going to have to go through one of them, yeah.
So it's I don't know. It's gonna be
So-
be wild, man.
So, like, AD and LeBron are about to come back. So, what's up with LeBron's? Did you read LeBron's Instagram post the other day when he
Yeah, with
announced?
him and AD.
Hysterical.
Yeah.
This guy's so over the top, bro. Everything he does is like an advertisement for himself.
Yeah, bro.
He's so ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got a massive ego.
Yeah. So this is what he writes. So he's got the picture here. I'll hold it up. I don't know if this
LeBron
will.
is an egomaniac.
I don't know if you could see it here. I don't know if you could see the photo. It's LeBron and AD sitting at the scorer's table, like cheering on their team. And LeBron captions it. The weatherman says the weather's changing soon, and he predicts a thunderstorm is coming. Folks, prepare and take the proper safety measures and precautions to stay safe. Like, dude, this guy's so over the top, bro.
hilarious.
Skip Bayless did a hilarious thing about, man, when I saw that, I almost just wanted to go to bed. Because I thought, like, man, if I stay awake in my house walking around, I might turn a corner and then, boom, there's LeBron, and then I'm done. Like, the idea of a storm is coming is who somebody like Skip's got to be like, oh, no.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Like, well done. Well done on everybody's part. That was just a hilarious.
man.
Well done. But, yeah, dude, they're coming back. I think they said end of the month, right? End of April?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, AD, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about AD. That Achilles is not good.
Do you think that they're just doing the same thing? Are they just being super? Because it's the same injury that KD had before he.
they said AD was going to be out like a couple weeks, and we're
Right.
on like 2 months now.
But it's the same injury that Kevin Durant had when he went back and tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
Is the idea like, dude, we don't give a shit about these games. I cannot have you tear your Achilles.
Yeah, possibly.
Like, I literally don't care. If you need to be out 3 months, if we lose this title because you
Yeah.
need to be out, but we win the next two,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, I'm not sure what the idea is, but It makes me a little nervous.
It's gonna be weird, man. It's gonna be very weird. We just got to get these guys back on the floor playing. It's like, dude, I mean, I got Kuz out here, and it's like it's super tough. So, I mean, we'll see Drummond, LeBron, and AD. We'll see what they can do, and we'll see. But these guys got to be healthy, man. They got to play. So,
Yeah, and like, man, I don't really trust the East. Like, I don't trust those top 3 teams. The only 3 teams that are ahead of the pack, because the East is just everyone's tied. 4 through 10. They're all 1 game apart. But 1, 2, and 3 is Brooklyn Nets, Philadelphia 76ers, and Milwaukee Bucks. I don't trust any of those teams.
Yeah, right.
I don't trust any of those teams.
Yeah.
So, like, if it really comes down to it, like, other than Brooklyn just having so much firepower, I still don't trust them. But, like, if it really comes down to it, and it's one of these Western Conference teams, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Jazz, the Suns,
right,
I think might beat any of these Eastern Conference teams.
Yeah.
Are we sure that the Phoenix Suns can't beat the Milwaukee Bucks in a final series? Because I'm not sure of that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think if Brooklyn falls apart, then it's wide open.
Yeah, and I don't trust them.
Yeah.
As I've been saying since the day they got put, since the day it was, Kyrie and KD, 2 max slots in Brooklyn in the tunnel. Since that day, I was like, I don't trust this at all. These are the 2 softest, goofiest, flakiest guys, like the most aloof players in the NBA. I don't trust this. They're going to go to New York and deal with the Brooklyn media.
Yeah,
okay. Like, I haven't trusted this from the jump, dude, from Jump Street.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Brooklyn's still gonna run through it until
probably. But
until
you know
they
what I'm
can't.
saying,
Yeah,
though?
totally.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably agree.
Yeah.
And like, if I had to put, go in my bank account and pull out $1,000 and put it on the table right now on
It
a
would
team,
be Brooklyn.
It's probably gonna have to be Brooklyn. But like, dude, there's still that part of me. It's like, I've seen teams that were the best roster in the league not have it.
Yeah.
2011. You know what I mean? It's happened in every sport. Just like you've seen teams that aren't the best team in the league have it. They're riding on something. The Ray Lewis Ravens that won in his last year. The Peyton Manning Broncos. There are teams that are just... And then just like that, there's the opposite, where the team has so much firepower and you just know it's not it. That ain't it. It's like the 2011 Dallas Heat thing. It's like, I don't know. I don't know that I trust this team. Maybe I'm out of my mind and they beat everyone by 60 every game. That's possible.
Certainly possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I have no clue. But I'm just saying, I don't trust these Eastern Conference teams like I trust the Western. I think the Jazz are better than the Nets.
Ugh.
They play like a real team. They're a real team.
That's insane.
Do you watch them?
Yeah, no, I do.
Dude, they're the best team I've seen in terms of team. Well, Golden State was an awesome team, but dude, they're like prime San Antonio.
Yeah, they're deep and they get everyone involved.
And the
I know what you mean.
movement
Yeah.
is like, dude, the ball movement will get you excited.
Yeah,
like
totally.
you literally like watching a team that passes the ball like that makes you feel awesome. When you're watching the ball swing around like that, you're literally just watching it like, oh my God, nobody's beating these guys because they play this brand of basketball.
Yeah, they get everyone involved, man. And I mean, God, Utah's going to be, I don't know though.
Obviously, I'm saying they're not better than the Nets.
Totally.
You know what I mean, though. I'm saying like
As
their
a team.
Yes, it's like, shit, do we know that Nets team can beat these guys? Because I don't know that.
Yeah,
That's all
totally.
I'm saying.
Totally.
That's all I'm saying. It's like, I just, God, man. Some of these Western Conference teams have gotten so much better.
Totally.
They've gotten so good.
Yeah,
I don't really trust any of those top 3 Eastern Conference teams.
It's gonna be a battle.
Do you
man.
trust the Sixers
No.
against any of these Western Conference teams if they make it to the finals?
No.
Do you trust the Sixers against the Suns or the Jazz?
No.
Me neither. Do you trust the Bucks?
Yeah, but I don't even think the Suns of the Jazz are gonna get there.
But I'm using them as an example
Yeah,
because we think they're not as good as the other Western
Right.
Conference teams. So I'm saying, do you even trust the top Eastern Conference teams against the second tier Western Conference teams like the Suns and the Jazz?
Yeah, probably not.
I think the Suns and the Jazz beat the Bucks and the Sixers in the
Probably.
finals series. In
I
the
agree
finals,
with that, yeah.
for sure. It's really the Nets. It's the Nets or it's the West.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally. Play
Yeah.
the field or the Nets. Yeah.
I'll probably take I might take the field.
Oh, it's tough.
I might take the field.
Yeah, give me the
I might take the Jazz, dude.
Yeah, give me the Nets, dog.
How awesome would a Jazz Nets finals be or a Suns Nets finals and then see the Western Conference team win?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be like poetic justice to be like, you took all these guys and you stacked them on this team with D'Antoni and
Totally.
Steve Nash, and we took this team who we got one guy who's decent.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just team ball, and we smoked you guys. That would be poetic justice, dude.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I just think it's gonna be super hard. I mean, that team is stacked. So
Well, I mean, like, all right, so let's talk about let's jump into here before we take off here. Let's talk about the conference. Let's talk about the standings, dude. It's like the East 1, 2, 3 is Nets, Sixers, Bucks.
yeah, all those teams suck except for Brooklyn.
Okay, so you don't even want to talk about the East because you don't care about any.
Yeah.
All right. If the season ended today, Jazz are 1, Suns are 2, Clippers are 3, Nuggets are 4, Lakers are 5, Blazers 6, Mavs 7, Grizzlies 8. So if it ends today, the Jazz play the Grizzlies in the first round. Who you got? Jazz? Suns play the Mavericks. Who you got? That's a good series.
Luka.
Ooh. So you taking the 2 seed Suns fall in the first round. Okay.
Yeah, Luka, dog. Yeah, Luka.
Clippers play the Blazers in the first round. Who you got?
Clippers.
Okay. And Lakers and Nuggets.
Lakers.
Okay. So then I guess moving on, we would have, let's think.
It'll
We
be
have the Jazz versus the Mavericks.
yeah,
Who you got?
Jazz.
Okay. We got Blazers and Lakers.
Lakers.
And what
In
was it?
5. Lakers in 5.
And then
Or
we got-
no, it would be Lakers Clippers.
Lakers,
And,
Clippers, and then
yeah, Lakers Jazz.
oh, okay, yeah. So who you have in
And my Western Conference Finals is Lakers Jazz.
So you don't like the Clippers or the Nuggets,
No.
and you think the Mavericks don't have enough to come out of like the lower part of the bracket.
No.
Okay. So really, outside of the Lakers, who do you have the most faith in? The Jazz?
Yeah, I also don't want to see Luka.
The Jazz are 39-13, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree,
They're
but
23-2 at home.
Luka's the best, is like a top 3 player in this conference in the league.
Yeah, I agree.
So like you got to worry about him. Bro.
I don't care what seed he is.
I don't
He
care.
could come in as a 10
Yeah,
seed
bro,
through the
he'll come in and
play-in
give
tournament.
you 50, 12, and 10.
That's fair,
yeah.
but like, dude, the Jazz. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, dude, they're 23-2 at home.
Yeah, they've won like 23 in a row.
Like, you realize that this is just a really, really good basketball team.
Right.
Like, it almost
Greatly coached, depth,
Right.
everything.
Quinn
Yeah.
Snyder, yes, and yeah, man, like all the they're so well coached, and like their X's and O's are so there. Like they don't rely on anything other than just like doing things right. And I
Right.
think that those teams are so dangerous, man. I think that they're way more dangerous than teams who rely on. Like,
I just think
a
they're
guy.
gonna burn out. They're gonna burn out.
Yeah, that's possibly. Who would you like in the Jazz or the Suns in a series?
Probably Phoenix.
Really? You
'Cause
got CP's veteran.
Yeah. I just think Luka. It's a bad matchup for them. They have
No, I
nobody
said-
to guard Luka.
No, I said the Jazz and the
yeah,
Suns.
that's what I'm saying.
So you're saying that's why you chose them over them,
yeah.
but them
So
over
it's
them.
like, yeah.
Okay.
So, but like CP, I think beats Utah in a playoff series just because he's a vet. you
Yeah, and
know?
he's Chris Paul, and he knows
Yeah.
exactly how to win and where to put guys. And,
Totally.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, dude. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I like that this year. It's not Lakers, Clippers 1-2.
yeah,
I like that the Jazz and the Suns are here.
super
Thank
cool.
God, we have other markets
Yeah,
that
totally.
are competitive. We are sitting here having a conversation if it's
Absolutely.
possible that they could win the title.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Phoenix.
That would be awesome.
And Utah.
Yeah.
Bro, when we started this show, when it was on the radio station, when
Yeah.
we were doing it on the radio show, one of the first points I ever made was I'm not convinced that Phoenix could ever win a championship.
Yeah,
because of the market and
Yeah.
their ability to land players. I was like, I'm not convinced that these small market teams like this can ever win a title.
Yeah,
That was one of the
Monty, dude.
first points I ever made to you. And now all of a sudden, yeah, they're 2 games back on the number 1 team in the NBA.
Yeah, it's awesome.
The Phoenix Suns.
It's awesome, man.
We finally hit a cool spot where, like, dude, there's a little bit of parity in the NBA. And it's
Totally.
not based on because guys decided every team's going to get 2 superstars. No, it's because the Jazz are fucking awesome, man.
Yeah,
And the
dude.
Suns are awesome.
Yeah,
they're just
they're a good
legit,
team.
bro. They're just straight up a good basketball team.
Yeah,
That's
And they-
awesome.
2 great coaches. I mean, yeah, they're gonna be
love
sweet.
that Monty. Dude, Quinn. Oh, man, you're totally right. Dude, that's what it comes down to. You get, like, the right personnel and you get a coach who knows what to do, and all of a sudden you take, like, a lottery team and you make them one of the best teams.
Yeah,
You get like a point guard who knows what to do and a coach who knows what to do, and you leave the team the same, and they just all of a sudden are just awesome.
yeah. It's
That's
crazy.
weird.
It's crazy,
wild, dude. CP, dude. Shout out
Unbelievable.
CP, man.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Thank you guys for watching and listening. As always, make sure you guys are following along social media. All of the links for the merch and where to follow us on social media are all in the description under the YouTube video. Anything, dude?
Peace.
Later.